Biosecurity within the dog grooming salon. The Animal Welfare Act states that all animals need to be protected from pain, suffering, injury and disease. As a dog groomer, you have a legal duty to ensure you have effective biosecurity measures in place. You should have in place a standard operating procedure that covers the general risk of cross-contamination. The dictionary definition of cross-contamination is the process by which bacteria or other microorganisms are unintentionally transferred from one substance or object to another with harmful effect. This means that every tool and surface should be effectively disinfected in between each groom as a general biosecurity measure. Cleaning and disinfecting are two different things. An all-purpose cleaner is designed to lift grime, grease and dirt and allow water to rinse it off. It won't kill pathogens because it cannot alter the structure of their DNA. The disinfectant must remain in contact with the surface it's cleaning for a certain amount of time in order for it to be effective, and this is called contact time. UV sterilizer works by breaking down the chemical bonds within the structures of the DNA of microorganisms, which stops them from being able to multiply and then are no longer infectious. To be effective against all kinds of organisms, the bulb must emit UVC light, so be sure to source one from a reputable supplier. The UV light must come into contact with all surfaces in order for it to work. Therefore, it cannot be an effective method of sterilizing clipper blades, and you cannot pile things on top of each other as your tools will then block the light. You can use it for combs and brushes and scissors if you place them in the open position. Scissors must also be turned and sterilized on both sides, and all items must be completely dry before being placed in the UV sterilizer. Remember, UV light can cause damage to the DNA in our cells and cause cancer, so do not use a UV sterilizer if it is damaged in any way. The contact time may vary from bulb to bulb depending on how strong the bulb is, so you must read the manufacturer's instructions to find that out. Blade wash, such as barbicide, is an effective method of cleaning blades because it is in liquid form, which allows it to reach all parts of the blade. Barbicide is proven to be effective against bacteria, viruses and fungi and has a contact time of 10 minutes. If using it as a spray, it will remain effective for a long time so long as it isn't contaminated. If you put items into the solution, it becomes contaminated and a fresh solution should be made up after each use. You must follow the manufacturer's guidelines when mixing it with water to ensure it is the correct dilution rate. Too weak and it won't be effective, and too strong and it could be harmful. A broad-spectrum disinfectant has been proven to kill a wide variety of pathogens and should remain effective in the presence of environmental factors such as the presence of blood or feces. A broad-spectrum cleaner should be used on surfaces such as grooming tables, baths and floors. A groomer should opt for a broad-spectrum disinfectant that's been designed to be used around animals to ensure it is safe. However, correct safety measures should still be followed. Pets should still be kept away from the disinfectant so they don't ingest it, which means dogs could be kept in crates, for example, when you are mopping, until the floor is completely dry, to prevent them from licking the disinfectant off their paws. The contact time will vary between brands, but it is usually something like 5, 10 or 15 minutes. The groomer should wear PPE when using disinfectants to prevent absorption into the skin and having side effects. In the past, disinfectants have been reported to cause breathing problems in humans, so be sure to get a reputable brand and follow the manufacturer's guidelines. To prevent breathing too much in, turn your spray bottle nozzle to jet stream rather than mist. Be careful not to dampen your cloth with water because that would dilute your mixture. Instead, wet the cloth with the disinfectant. You must ensure you have thoroughly wiped all surfaces because the disinfectant can only be effective if it is in contact with the entire surface area. Verconess has been used in the example photo below, and some of the brands are listed here as well. Once tools have been correctly disinfected, they must be stored in a manner that doesn't affect their performance. Blades should be fully dried, oiled and stored in a blade caddy with a lid so condensation doesn't form overnight and cause rust. Scissors should also be protected from rust and stored in a scissor case overnight. Brushes shouldn't have items placed on top of them because bent pins will cause coat damage. Any damaged tools should be replaced, particularly blades with missing teeth, as they pose a huge risk of cutting and injuring a dog. All of the following rules must be followed to adhere with COSH regulations. All containers must be clearly labelled. All chemicals must be stored in a locked COSH cupboard. COSH signs must be displayed on the COSH cupboard. Data sheets must be stored on site. PPE must be made available to all staff, and all staff must receive adequate training. These protocols will help maintain biosecurity, but in addition there must be in place risk assessments for abnormal risks such as disease outbreaks or when a dog comes in and presents symptoms of a contagious or zoonotic illness such as ringworm. A good risk assessment may detail extra precautionary measures such as quarantining an animal. Your business should also be registered with a local vet who you may then be able to call upon for advice in such circumstances.
Hey Virus, do you know what a bacteria is? No, what is a bacteria? It's a fun fact about bacteria. No, it isn't.